Welcome back, viewers. You're watching South Speaks. It's me, Ashish Parekh. Now, let's talk about our discussion today. It is about the Telangana Assembly, which has erupted in chaos as BRS MLAs, including KT Rama Rao, were forcibly removed by marshal and also taken into preventive custody. Now, this dramatic scene that you see on your screens right now unfolded during the protests against Chief Minister Revanth Reddy's controversial remarks targeting women MLAs from the BRS party. Reddy had advised KTR to be cautious of certain female members, especially mentioning former ministers P. Sabitha Indra Reddy and also Sunitha Laxma Reddy, suggesting that they were untrustworthy. Reddy's comments implying betrayal by these women sparked an outrage among BRS members, leading to their protest in the assembly. In fact, the situation escalated quickly and added to the ongoing political strife in Telangana as the BRS and the Congress grapple with accusations and also counter-accusations.
So, sir, massive drama in the assembly, and we can clearly see you're live with us now. What would you like to express what happened in the assembly? You were at the Chief Minister's cabin, you were staging protests there with black badges, and finally you were picked up from the assembly and shifted to the BRS Bhavan right now where we are.
Well, it's deeply shameful, highly disrespectful and disgraceful, and unbecoming of the state's Chief Minister to kind of use the gutter language that he has used against our women leaders and senior legislators. There was no provocation. And when our leaders wanted to, basically explain themselves and wanted their voices to be heard, we were not given an opportunity. And then the Deputy Chief Minister intervenes and he makes it worse. So we had no choice but to protest since yesterday. Since morning, for the last 4.5 hours, our legislators have been on their feet. We are demanding that the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister unconditionally apologize to our legislators and withdraw their silly remarks. If changing parties is a crime, Mr. Revanth Reddy, who was firstly in ABVP, then shifted to TRS, then to TDP, then to Congress, he should be jailed for the next 10 years. Even if you want to accuse somebody of changing a party or changing affiliation, you should use sensible language in the State Assembly. You're no more, a street thug or a legislator out there in the streets making a political speech. You are the Chief Minister of a state and you're speaking in the State Assembly. You're supposed to be talking and, you're supposed to be responding with decorum.
Right, so that is the BRS working president, KT Rama Rao, who just spoke to my colleague about what really has triggered them, why they were protesting, joining us on the broadcast to discuss this issue and also help us understand what's going on in the state of Telangana, the tussle between the BRS and the Congress. Are my guests today, TR Srinivas from the BJP, Meneni Rohith Rao from the Congress, Inayat Ali will be joining us from the BRS, and Vijay Grover, who will also be joining us. He's, of course, a senior journalist. I'll start with you, Mr. Rohith Rao, because, again, this is concerning your party now. Help us understand why Revanth Reddy had to make these comments, especially he's spoken about backstabbing by women. If he had to speak about backstabbing, why did he particularly mention women?
Look, as you rightly pointed out, it's about explaining the context of what the words were taken out from, right? The ministers that were in question, the ex-ministers who are currently MLAs from BRS, especially let's take the case of Mrs. Sabitha Indra Reddy, right? You've got to understand, 2000 to 2004, she was an MLA of Congress, and the then late former Chief Minister, Mr. YSR, gave a very plump portfolio, a revenue portfolio in the cabinet. And in the second cabinet in 2009, when Congress formed the government again, she was made the home minister, virtually the number 2 in the state, right? And then again, she gets the ticket in 2014. She wins again on a Congress platform. So you can see that over a decade, she has enjoyed the fruits of the Congress party and the responsibility that the Congress party has given her, the fame that the Congress party has given her. She has grown immensely and her family has benefited immensely. And what do we get in return? When the party is in trouble, when the party actually needs its senior veteran leaders to pull together and help, Mr. Gandhi was fighting a lone battle and there were so many other leaders in state who were fighting a lone battle. What does this lady MLA do? She actually ditches the Congress, which has given her life and fame, and conveniently crosses over to BRS, which was then in ruling, and becomes a minister again. So what is wrong in pointing out when the Honorable Chief Minister says that, please watch your back?
Okay, Rohith Rao, I'll have to quickly interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll have to quickly interrupt you there. You're talking about someone enjoying powers in a particular party and jumping to the other party. Did Revanth Reddy not follow a same template?
Absolutely not. You've got to understand this this Revanth Reddy ji always moved into a party that was not in power. Right? He wanted to create a space for himself and fight for the people to get his voice heard. When he moved from Telugu Desam Party to Congress, Congress was not in power. You're talking about a Congress MLA, which is Mrs. Sabitha Indra Reddy, moving to TRS, which is in power. So they're two completely different. I mean, it's convenient to say he's changed the party, but he's changed the party and went into opposition. If he would have gone into a party in power, then probably he would have made the same allegation. Maybe I would have shut my mouth down. But just by pointing out that these are the type of people that you're actually working with, and he gave a friendly suggestion to Mr. KTR that do not trust these people, and they so happen to be women. So what is the abusive language he spoke about? What is the furor about? And trying to make an issue from a non-issue, this is all it about. You've got to understand that BRS has secured a plum zero in the recently conducted MP elections. So they're trying to create a drama, nothing more than a drama.
Inayat Ali from the BRS joins us. Rohith Rao. Inayat Ali from the BRS joins us. Mr. Inayat Ali, Rohith Rao from the Congress says this is a non-issue. You're just trying to do something because you don't have any agenda. You don't have anything that will get you votes. So just to make something up, just to make sure that you make some noise in the assembly, you're trying to rake this issue up. Is that true?
ये जैसे साहब जी आपने बताया है, इनके लिए सोचना चाहिए कि रेवंत रेड्डी जी बीइंग ए सीएम, उनको ये चीज शोभा देती है कि किसी औरत के लिए, किसी खवातीन के ऊपर इस तरीके के कमेंट्स करना एक सीएम को शोभा देता है क्या, बताइए आप। सेकंड वन, जब प्रोटेस्ट करना इंडिया के अंदर हर एक व्यक्तिगत तरीके का है। अगर रेवंत रेड्डी प्रोटेस्ट करते हैं तो वो प्रोटेस्ट को कांग्रेस सरों पे लेती है। जब वो तेलुगु देशम में थे तो यही कांग्रेस वाले उनको गाली देते थे। आज जब रेवंत रेड्डी कांग्रेस में आए हैं तो उनको ये इस तरीके से उनको बहलाया जा रहा है कि ये कह रहे हैं कि जो सीएम है आज पूरे देश के अंदर किसी भी तरीके ये जो डिक्टेटरशिप हो रही है इसके खिलाफ ठहरना चाहिए हर एक को, और ये हर एक को बोलना चाहिए। राव जी जिस तरह कह रहे हैं कि हम जो कर रहे हैं ठीक कर रहे हैं, कांग्रेस जब रूल बना है पार्लियामेंट में कि मोर देन 50% MLAs किधर भी जा सकते हैं, तो जब ही केसीआर ने कांग्रेस के मोर देन 50% MLAs को लिया था और बाज़ाब्ता वो लोग रेजोल्यूशन पास करके आए थे। और आज भी अगर मोर देन 50% के लिए बात होती है, नंबर किसी बैठी हुई असेंबली में बैठी हुई है MLA के एक लेडी के ऊपर इस तरीके के कमेंट्स करना क्या सीएम को शोभा देता है? मैं पूरे देश से पूछना चाहता हूं, राव जी से भी पूछना चाहता हूं, अब किस तरीके की गुफ्तगू हो रही है? वो असेंबली है जहां पर पूरा देश, पूरा स्टेट देख रहा है, वहां एक
रोहित राव
लेडीज के ऊपर ऐसे कमेंट्स करना ठीक है।
इनायत अली जी आप काफी सारे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं रोहित राव जी से। रोहित राव प्लीज रेस्पॉन्ड। ही इज आस्किंग यू अ वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन। ही सेज is it good on a sitting chief minister to make such comments on a woman?
Look, what are the comments? Why doesn't the honorable member from TRS/BRS speak out what exactly the CM actually said? What is the backlash about? What are the words that he's so animatedly speaking about that has caused the concern? Let the people of India listen to those words, right? All he did was he pointed out saying that this particular MLA, concerned MLA, has backstabbed our party and therefore you please do not trust her. What is wrong? It's a fact. It's not a made up story. It's actually the history. So I don't see any point in what
अपने MLC को खरीदने के लिए जब नोट के बदले वोट मांगने के लिए रेवंत रेड्डी लिखते थे, आप लोग कह रहे थे।
But let's make some respect and let's एक के बाद एक बात कर लेते हैं. It will make for a civil debate. I'm sure all the panel members would agree.
It is also you can clear. He is already involved in case. नोट के बदले वोट तो
एक काम करते हैं, इंडिया के सारे मुद्दे यही डिबेट पे अभी चर्चा कर लेते हैं. Let's stick to the point on the debate. I think the BRS party member needs to focus on what we're trying to say.
I'll just give Rohith Rao and Inayat Ali some time to cool off here. I'll get in Vijay Grover. Mr. Vijay Grover, do you think this is a non-issue? Because here the Congress spokesperson says that this is just now the chief minister talking about the fact that someone was backstabbed. But the BRS is now trying to add the women angle to this to make sure that this becomes an issue across the state because they don't have any other issue to talk about. How do you look at this?
Well, see, if you have to talk about the Congress, it's been both the victim as far as, party hopping is concerned or being backstabbed as the word used by Revanth Reddy are concerned, and it's also been a perpetrator of this. So this is now true for every political party where we see politicians hop across, and that's something which, even the public has taken in its stride and does not, kind of feel bad if, ideologies are compromised and people move from here to there. But to use these kind of words, or, in what circumstances did Revanth Reddy give advice to BRS? I'm surprised that, Sabitha and Reddy has, backstabbed the party in the past. These kind of things, it does not befit. This is the fight that Rahul Gandhi is doing in the parliament, that, the decorum is not being maintained. And here his own chief minister is, doing the ditto of what is happening to the Congress in the parliament. So this is not something that, befits a kind of thing. We need a certain amount of civility to come into the political debates, and the atmosphere that needs to prevail in the assemblies or the parliament.
Right.
And that's something, the people expect. Maybe earlier it was a different scenario. Today, everything is on social media. And if you're talking of, welfare of the people, and, you're looking at working for the people of the country, then there has to be a certain amount of, decorum that needs to be maintained. It may be a trivial issue as far as, the Congress is trying to play
Absolutely.
it out.
Now, TR Srinivas from the BJP is smiling right now, and very understandably so. Mr. Srinivas, do you think it's ironic, given that Revanth Reddy now talks about backstabbing? He's warning the BRS about all the netas that they have imported, especially given the fact that you look at the number of Congress netas that have come from the BRS over the past few weeks. If anyone should be concerned about imported netas, it should be Revanth Reddy more than anyone else in Telangana.
Hi, Ashish. Thank you very much for this interesting debate. I was actually smiling because I saw the entire clip, and the fight is going on like this. Sabse bada shishtachari kaun, if I put it in Hindi. Now, what is happening is, in the entire debate, Sabitha Indra Reddy ji had talked about certain things which Sri Revanth Reddy ji didn't like it, and he said that, boss, you put something in the public domain which was between both of us. Now he got a little agitated and he used certain words like, see, there are certain metaphors in Telugu which, when translated something else into English or Hindi, it creates a different meaning. So, for example, he talked about Akkas. Akkas means two elder sisters, those sitting behind you. And the second word which he used, which I laughed, was Jubilee bus stand. Now, the Jubilee bus stand is something which a metaphor can only be used when you're outside the decorum of the assembly or the parliament. You're talking to your own friends. You should not be putting such words into this assembly where all the members are honorable members. So, according to me, this should have been avoided by the Honorable CM. Now, what happened is the Honorable CM gave a full toss. And the BRS got it, and they had an issue now. They are not doing it, and now they have a full-blown issue in their hands, thanks to Congress. Sabse bada shishtachari ko, they insulted the woman, blah blah blah, and this is going to blow out on social media, and everywhere now. We are going to enjoy the fun, nothing else.
Okay, all right. Mr. Rohith Rao, now this is now the BJP saying that this is all drama that is being done by the Congress and the BRS. Both parties now don't really have too many issues to talk about. So do you think this is all a non-issue that is being kicked up? And also, do you agree on the fact that CM Revanth Reddy should not have used these kind of words, especially for female leaders on the floor of the House? There are some jokes that you keep for outside the assembly. It does not really look good in the assembly. That's what the BJP says.
Look, I kind of would like to answer this in a couple of parts. Once, I would like to respond to our senior journalist on the panel, Mr. Grover. The debate about party leaders switching across to different parties, and it's a nationwide debate that has to happen. I am all for it to happen on a national scale and maybe tightening the legislation so that this doesn't happen to any party. I'm actually of the personal opinion that that should happen. Now, the debate today is not about whether Congress or, for that matter, any other party is attracting these so-called dissident leaders or not. The debate here is, right you said, TRS is trying to make a non-issue an issue from a non-issue. And okay, the BJP spokesperson can have his view, but what I'm trying to say is there was no abusive language, or there was no objectionable language, there was no unparliamentary language used in that. The word Jubilee bus stand, it's actually, okay, what is Jubilee bus stand? It's one of the major bus stands in Hyderabad, the other one being Imli bus stand. So it's not a tongue-in-cheek comment. It's actually a fact what Mr. Revanth Reddy ji was saying was, please be careful with these sorts of leaders that you are trusting so much. We have trusted them in the past. and our fingers got burned. So he rightfully warned his opposition leader. So I don't see anything wrong in that sort of a language. I'm totally against any sort of non-parliamentary language being used in assembly, but there was no such instance. I would love you to play the clip. I know it's in Telugu, but I'm sure there'll be people here who can translate it for us. There's no controversy there.
Okay, let's ask Mr. Inayat Ali to actually point out what exactly he finds derogatory in this. Inayat Ali ji, now Rohith Rao clearly says that there is nothing derogatory. It's just a joke that the BRS cannot take because the BRS is short on numbers. You are insecure. Tell Mr. Rohith Rao what exactly is the problem. You know the entire sentence. One second. You know the entire sentence. Tell us what exactly is derogatory and what exactly is the BRS so upset about.
What is the meaning of Jubilee bus stand? What is the meaning of Jubilee bus stand? What he used this word for when a woman? She's like a bus, or she's like
no, a bus stand is a bus stand.
Like
bus stand is a bus stand.
Yeah, what is the meaning of? What is the meaning? You can clear me. आप बोलना क्या चाह रहे हैं? आप ये बताना चाह रहे हैं कि कोई भाग जाने वाले आदमी के लिए या पकड़े जाने वाले आदमी, ये बताइए कि तेलंगाना की असेंबली के अंदर एक सीएम को ऐसे वर्ड्स यूज करना शोभा देता है क्या? पहले अब आर यू एग्रीड विद दिस वर्ड्स?
By you can show me. Jubilee bus stand can maybe the senior journalist on the panel is a non-political person.
अगर मैं ये बताया,
नहीं एक सेकंड भाई, आपने मेरे को एक क्वेश्चन पूछा है.
One second. Mr. Inayat Ali, one second. Rohith, 1 second. Mr. Inayat Ali, now Rohith Rao is clearly asking you, what's the problem with the word bus stand, Jubilee bus stand? What's the problem? He's saying it's just a joke that is being cracked.
No.
And there's nothing unparliamentary. There's nothing double meaning in this.
No, he's not a joking. He's already she is torching one lady कि अगर इसके साथ रहोगे तो तुम लोगों को ये भाग लेके आके भाग जाएगी. ये भगाने वाली एक लेडी है जो चले जाती है. उस लेवस का कहना था उनका कि तेलुगु के जो वर्ड्स है आप जानते नहीं कि उनका ट्रांसलेशन इंतहाई गलत था. तभी जाकर तो हमारे एमएलए वो लेडीज उठ के ठहर गए. और अदरवाइज अगर आप एक असेंबली लैंग्वेज में बोलते तो किसी को भी ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं था. एक सीएम को अपने काम को पीछे छुपाने के लिए, बात को छुपाने के लिए अपने
Okay, 1 second. TR Srinivas wants to comment. TR Srinivas, can you help me clarify? Because on one hand, the BRS says that there's nothing. BRS says that this is something that should not be said about women leaders. The Congress says that there's nothing wrong in that. It is just a joke that the BRS now is so insecure that it cannot even take. Please help us understand what's this entire controversy between these two parties.
See, the Jubilee bus stand actually indicates your political fortunes are falling so down that if you try to further take their advice, you will be sitting in the Jubilee bus stand and begging for your further life. That is the actual metaphor is entirely based on that. For example, what you say, Hindi, आप सिग्नल में बैठोगे.
Okay, all right. So what's derogatory for women in this? The BRS says this is a derogatory language used for a woman, and this should not be used for a woman. Now, what's the women-centric angle in this?
There is no women-centric angle here currently. But if you try to magnify it, that you are trying to say that you are trying to pull everybody down, including the lady of the particular party there, and you're trying to pull down her self-esteem, your position, power, everything, and you're trying to project that you will go along with her, and she has been responsible for the entire downfall. This is what they are trying to construe entire everything.
Okay, all right. Rohith Rao, okay, I think I now get the context of this. We are almost nearing the end of the debate, but I finally am able to understand what exactly is the controversy here, or the lack of it maybe. Rohith Rao, please respond to these allegations coming in, of course, from the BRS. Now, the question that the BRS, of course, one of the questions that they're asking is that while Revanth Reddy comes out and talks about everyone backstabbing each other, he comes out and says that Sabitha Reddy actually jumping ship from the Congress to the BRS was just her being opportunistic. Doesn't the same apply to Revanth Reddy? TDP, he realized he could not grow any further. Congress, he realized an opportunity. In fact, ironically, it was Sabitha Reddy who actually told him to come to the Congress because that would help him. And based on her words, he came to the Congress and he's now grown there. So again, he's alleging all of these things. So do you not think the same thing applies to Revanth Reddy as well?
Like I said earlier in the show, right? These are two separate issues you got to look at. First thing, at least I would like to agree with the BJP spokesperson there, Mr. Srinivas, where he says that there is no woman-centric angle in this. At least on this one rare occasion, let's agree, Congress and BJP on this, at least let's agree that there is no issue there from the woman-centric angle. Now, you can make any issue, into a major political drama. And here in this case, they've taken a very small incident, which is really not even an incident, and try to make it a sit-in protest, protest in the assembly, make it a furor. And the visuals that you see there over a loop where Mr. KT Rama Rao has been dragged out of the assembly, they look dramatic. But what is the underlying cause? This particular MLA that has been at the whole controversy,
Mr. Rohith Rao,
like I said earlier,
I'll wrap this debate up in a couple of minutes,
Rao.
but please help me understand. Help me understand one thing. While Sabitha Reddy can be accused of backstabbing, why can't you use the same language for Revanth Reddy? Because Sabitha Reddy's only fault is she shifted from one party to the other. Revanth Reddy also did the same thing. So what's the difference? Please help me understand the difference here.
Sure, I'll speak specifically on the topic as per your request. You've got to understand, when the Telangana state formed, the party that Mr. Revanth Reddy was representing at that time, TDP, right? It was run by people from Andhra Pradesh, which was the whole agitation that Telangana needs its own political leaders to grow from. The entire party has been wiped out from the region. TDP is no longer a major political force, and I'm pretty sure everyone agrees to that. In that context, and remember, Revanth Reddy ji did not go to BRS, which was the ruling party. He came to Congress when a lot of people across the nation, not only in Telangana, across the nation were almost, closing in on Congress,
saying
this would never come
because
back.
he realized there was no chance.
So he
Mr.
he
Rohith
no,
Rao,
no, no.
you are actually answering the question yourself. He did not go to the
Sabitha
BRS
Reddy,
because he knew there's KCR, then there's KTR, so he's never going to get an opportunity. He went to the Congress because he realized that he will have a chance to become the Chief Minister. Admit it. Rohith Rao, admit it.
He did not, you see, you asked me whether he went to the party in power. He did not. He came to the party where he thought he could fight for the voice of the people, and he has rightly done so. And he has today fought for them and has become the Chief Minister of Telangana. So he has actually stood for the people of Telangana and fought for the people of Telangana.
All right,
So we should appreciate it.
Rohith Rao, I'm being told that we are running short of time right now. We are running short of time right now. Gentlemen, appreciate you joining us on this debate here. Of course, a lot being said now. The women-centric angle is something that actually triggered the debate. But from what we've understood, this was just a joke that seems like the BRS could not take for whatever reason. Appreciate you all for joining us on the broadcast.